Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. They do not want you to know about silver, about the intrinsic value it has, the fundamental uses, and the potential that it has in the market, in the world, in the economy. They sweep this stuff under the rug because they want us to be focused on and be a slave to fiat currency, our dollar bills, which is collapsing beneath our feet. So if we are pegged to fiat currency or a slave to that system, then they can control us. It's all about control. So silver and gold is going against the grain, and that's why I do not want us to have it or invest into it or know the potential that it or the opportunity that it has. So in the 30s, FDR changed the gold to silver ratio from 16 to 1 to 75 to 1, literally overnight. And this was a power move, and it put silver at an extreme disadvantage to gold, even though silver isn't much more common than gold is. It's actually used more in the industrial and technological world, more for electronics and so doing this, it puts silver at a devalued state. It's not at its natural price. This is a man-made price manipulated metal. And the gold to silver ratio should be in the 15 to 1 category, range, the ratio. Because over time, historically, it was around 2 to 1, 5 to 1, 15 to 1. And then all of a sudden it jumps to 75 to 1 and it hasn't recovered. It has gotten smaller over the years, but then it rises back up, and it hasn't really corrected to its natural state ever since. So this state has to normalize sooner or later, because what this means is silver is extremely undervalued or gold is extremely overvalued. And gold isn't overvalued to much of an extent. I mean, gold's natural price range, if silver, okay, let's put it this way. If gold's price is $2,000, then silver's price should be around, $200 at least. That's minimalizing it, because the ratio should not be that large or that big of a gap. It actually got up to 95 to 1 earlier this year. So that's one thing. That's only one area that's that thing that gets things a little sketchy. It's a little wishy-washy in that area. But also, there's the silver shortage. See, the demand for silver is rising, and the supply is diminishing. They've been abandoning silver mines, but why is no one talking about this? Why why do they make it seem like silver is this plentiful metal that it's so common, but they only find silver. Silver is extremely hard to dig out of the ground, by the way. They only find it by bypassing product, by accident, basically. So if it's coming out of the ground roughly 8 to 1 compared to gold, they're making gold seem so rare and such this royal metal, but every 8 ounces of silver, you're finding 1 ounce of gold. And actually, it's actually less than that because they're focusing more on gold. They're digging out gold, lead, and zinc right now. So the world's silver production has been decreasing by the hundreds of millions of ounces over the past 7 years. It's Mexico, Peru, Chile, China, and Australia, which are the top 5 producers, but they're abandoning silver mines. So silver supply is diminishing. But why is no one talking about this? Why isn't this something that could easily influence prices? If the masses of people, even the everyday investors into stocks, into real estate, if they knew this, they would see firsthand that silver is a ticking time bomb, that the price has to be doing something sooner than later, because supply and demand is the most influential thing upon price rising or price reduction. So once we see the demand not be able to meet the supply, that's when we're really going to see prices start moving, and that's going to be happening sooner than later. So another thing that they don't really mention is the many uses that silver has. They make it seem like gold is an asset and silver is a commodity. That silver is used more for dainty jewelry and stuff like that, and gold is used for, the metals and the electronics. But that's opposite. It's actually the extreme opposite. Silver is used more for our laptops, more for cell phones, more for, equipment, medical stuff. But gold is used more for bullion, more for coinage, more for jewelry. So by them distorting the reality of that, they make it seem like silver is kind of useless in society. But it's actually not. Silver is highly used. Silver is the most conductive metal for thermal conductivity and electricity. So as they do this, they're making it seem like it's not really that useful or essential, but it really is. Without silver, we would not have our laptops. You wouldn't have the newest iPhone. EVs wouldn't be a possibility or reality. And scientists are discovering ways to make silver 40% stronger without losing any electrical conductivity. So it's definitely something that it's a power move. This is all trying to manipulate, just like JP Morgan got caught spoofing Merrill Lynch, the Dutch bank. They're behind the scenes doing shady things to try to manipulate silver's price, placing false buy orders, and 3 of their employees actually got arrested for this. So it is a punishable crime now, but they're trying to use this power to manipulate, to distort these markets to their advantage, because it's all greediness. Because if in return, if people get out of the silver market, where do they jump to? Stocks. So if silver and gold seem like a bad investment, it's a bear market, then that means that those companies make more money. And it's all about money. So the system is corrupt. See, we've already heard about JP Morgan, the Dutch bank. You know, Merrill Lynch got caught doing it as well, and this is all stuff that's happening. It's not some illusion. It's not some conspiracy. It's not a theory. This is fact, and it's a way to put people into debt. Because when you're pegged to fiat currency, you're pegged to a system that's collapsing, that's falling beneath our feet. And once you're in debt, you're a slave to them, and they want to control that. They want to control the system, to control us, and in return, fiat currency is the easiest way to do it. That's why they're going to push all these loans, these, stuff like that against you. So stock markets are pegged to fiat currency. Real estate is. Everything that is basically an investment could be, except for what? Gold and silver. So if you're not investing into stocks and you go to gold and silver, then you aren't a slave to them, and that's going to push them away, and they don't want that. They don't want people to go against the grain. They want people to go with the grain and to join that, because then they can in return control you. See, debt is inevitable in anywhere, in any system that's backed by fiat currency. It's inevitable, and they made it that way. They made the system to be that way, because what? It's a power move. We keep coming back to this power play, because that's really what it comes down to. That's why it's so important to invest in the precious metals, because it's financial freedom. It's freedom from debt. It's freedom from living paycheck to paycheck. It's freedom from all that. You don't have to live paycheck to paycheck. You don't have to be able to, barely make ends meet. It's easy to invest. And gold and silver allows you to learn how to budget, allows you to separate your wants versus needs, allows you to understand that just because you can buy something doesn't mean you can afford it. And the end goal is financial freedom. See, the dollar's lost 98% of its purchasing power, and it's not getting any better anytime soon. Hyperinflation has destroyed the economy. So, and they're not telling you that stuff either. There's so much that they're hiding, and they're trying to mask it to say America's the richest country. But really, we're $23 trillion in debt, and it's not getting any better, and it's never going to. No fiat system or fiat-based system has ever worked. So hopefully, you guys can see that there is an alternative to this. And I say alternative because there is no solution. There's only an alternative. See, we have a choice. If you're watching this video, if you are stacking gold and silver, if you are investing into your future and learning how to budget and learning that, or the way the economy works or how these markets work, then you are stepping out of the grain. You are stepping out of the norm, and you're doing something different, and they don't want you to do that, but you still have the choice and you have the power to do that. And that is going to set you free from finances, from a peace of mind and serenity, because this is really what it comes down to. You're learning how to take control of your life and not just go with everyone else and fall in a sinking ship, which is our financial system. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button. If you want to join my 25,000 subscriber giveaway, link will be in the description. I highly recommend it. I'm usually generous with my giveaways, so it's a great way to celebrate me reaching 25,000 subscribers. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.